is CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay Maru. Thanks for joining us. A 40-year-old man is dead after a police-involved shooting in Windsor's West End last night. Officers say it began as a robbery call, ending with police confronting a man armed with a knife. And now Ontario's Special Investigations Unit is examining evidence. CTV's Travis Fortnum kicks things off tonight.
Just after 6 Wednesday night on a residential street in Windsor. This is how a police call first reported as a robbery on Sandwich Street ends about 1.5 kilometers away on Rankin Avenue. Video captured by a nearby resident who asked not to be identified shows police officers moving in, weapons drawn. Get on the ground right now! Repeatedly ordering a man who appears to be holding a knife to drop it. The SIU says officers tried conducted energy weapons, but they didn't stop him. Shots are fired. 3 hours later, the 40-year-old man died in hospital.
It's a police officer's worst nightmare. You talk to any officer that's been involved in an officer-involved shooting. Once you discharge that first round, your life is never the same.
Steve Ryan, a former Toronto police officer, now a crime analyst, reviewed the video and says these are the kinds of split-second high-risk situations officers are trained for.
Everything that an officer is trained to do, they appeared to do. Number one, you heard the commands, drop the knife, drop the knife, drop. You do that for a couple of reasons. You do that to instruct the individual who has that weapon, and you also create witnesses. You cause people to look over and see what has transpired.
Ryan says police are trained to try non-lethal options and, if necessary, use lethal force when they believe there's an imminent threat of serious harm or death. He points to what's known as the 21-foot rule.
If somebody's got an edged weapon within 21 feet, that can be fatal to a police officer.
Ryan says in those moments, officers are trained to fire until the threat stops. And based on what he saw in this video, he believes that's what happened here. But what exactly led up to that moment and whether the use of force was justified is now the focus of an SIU investigation. Investigators were on Rankin Avenue Thursday morning collecting evidence as they worked to piece together what happened. Ryan says footage like this can be critical, helping confirm what officers and witnesses saw.
Police officers welcome all the video that's out there, and in this particular case, the police can articulate as best as they can as to what they all saw individually, and this video certainly will corroborate all of that, all of those statements, I'm sure.
He also says from watching the video, he believes the man may have been in some form of crisis.
If somebody's in crisis, how do they get to that situation? And, you know, what failed them?
Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
Manslaughter charges have been laid in connection to an overdose death in Leamington. On Wednesday night, OPP and EMS found a 39-year-old woman in medical distress. She was rushed to hospital but later pronounced dead. As a result, 26-year-old Mitchell Dylan Baldwin from Leamington was arrested and charged with manslaughter and trafficking fentanyl. Well, scammers typically go door to door in the spring trying to convince homeowners their home needs repairs or renovations. But there have been many cases of fraud this past winter, enough that police have issued a warning to be cautious of aggressive contractors. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Colleen McMichael says contractors came to her door and offered a free roof inspection. They claimed her home was in such poor shape, her roof was about to collapse. She spent almost $50,000 on shoddy repairs.
They were really pushing me and, yes, frightening me into thinking that something devastating would happen to the roof and to my house if I didn't take care of it.
Someone also knocked on Leslie Bentley's door offering a free inspection. He claimed her roof was in terrible shape and about to cave in. The scammer charged her $7,000 and tried to get her to pay $27,000 more.
I think I started to cry. I was really upset.
Hamilton police issued a warning saying be careful if someone unexpectedly knocks on your door.
If it's a real good contractor, they're going to be booked up during this part of the year especially. So if they just happen to be in your area and they want to help you out with your house, be wary of that.
Warning signs of renovation scams include unsolicited door-to-door offers, sudden price increases once work begins, high-pressure sales tactics, unmarked vehicles and mismatched company names, and poor quality rushed unfinished work. In the roofing scam, the contractor may actually wreck your roof to convince you it needs repairs.
They'll come down and show you pictures of what you're actually dealing with, and they deceive you. They make you think that that's how your home actually is, but they've actually caused the damage, and they're the ones that want the work.
To protect yourself from scams, get multiple estimates, research the company, avoid large upfront payments, don't pay in full until the job is completed, get a written contract, and take your time. Police say as the warm weather arrives, they expect driveway paving scams will begin. Fraudsters may use cheap materials, do a poor job, and then leave debris behind for the homeowners to deal with. Pat Foran, CTV News.
The City of Windsor has temporarily closed Optimist Memorial Park due to what they call significant damage from recent windstorms. The city says the park and dog park will have no public access until Monday to allow for extensive cleanup and tree maintenance. Forestry crews and aerial equipment will be on site through the weekend, tending to damaged and unstable trees. The trail in Harrow has also been closed due to hanging hazardous trees. Mayor Sherry Bondi says the trail will reopen next week once the pathway is clear. The results have been strong for a Windsor program supporting young men at risk of homelessness, with a provincially funded pilot helping dozens find stable housing and successfully transition out of homelessness. But as that 2-year program now wraps up, staff say the need in the community has not gone away. CTV's Chris Campbell explains.
Inside the Windsor Residence for Young Men, staff and supporters are marking what they call a successful 2-year pilot project.
So we're here to celebrate the outcomes of a grant we received through the Trillium Foundation. 88% of them were housed at the end of this project.
The Youth Housing Specialist Program helped more than 130 young people, offering everything from finding housing to ongoing support once they're off the streets.
Just getting people housed is only the beginning, and the thousands of supports that we offered once people were housed is really where the difference was made.
For one 17-year-old living here who asked not to be identified, that support has made a real impact.
Well, it helped me from staying off the streets and stuff. Another thing is, it helps me understand a few more concepts better.
He says the program has also helped him build connections and look ahead.
I'm hoping next to find a place for myself.
But with the grant money now spent, there are concerns about what comes next.
But our ability to be as intensive in response to complex services is going to be reduced slightly.
Weinberg says demand remains high and housing costs still a major barrier.
So this issue is still existing in a pretty extensive manner, especially, as I had mentioned, for those who are identified as male, because they just don't have the same amount of services. So this project is as needed as it ever was.
It's something local MPP Lisa Gretzky knows personally.
At 17, I experienced homelessness, and it really speaks to the importance of why these programs are needed.
Gretzky says stable long-term funding is key.
These are lifelines for people, for vulnerable people, and so they deserve to have government funding and that consistent and reliable funding.
Meanwhile, Andrew Dowie says the province will continue supporting initiatives like this.
Happy to see that the government is taking some steps to help those in need get back on their feet, and looking forward to continue to support even more initiatives.
For now, the Windsor Residence for Young Men says it will continue looking for new funding to expand a program it says is already working. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Just referring back to a story from moments ago regarding a trail in Harrow that was closed due to hanging tree branches. That was Partissa Park Trail in Harrow. Meanwhile, the town of Kingsville is changing how they share urgent public information. By the end of March, the Kingsville alert system will no longer be used. The town says the system has seen very limited use in recent years and is costly to license and challenging to keep updated. Instead, residents are encouraged to subscribe for emergency alerts and news notifications at kingsville.ca/subscribe. Updates will be shared multiple ways, including a news portal on the town's website and social media channels. Pierre Poilievre is wrapping up his week in the United States in New York City. The federal conservative leader is also making headlines for appearing on controversial but popular host Joe Rogan's podcast. CTV's Rachel Aiello watched the entire episode and has been tracking Poilievre's day in the Big Apple and the strategy behind it.
We've got to get you into the Prime Minister.
Absolutely.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre taking a bite out of the Big Apple.
It's great to be in the United States of America. Americans love Canada. That's the great news that I take away from this trip.
Before New York, Poilievre met politicians and executives in Austin, Texas, and also sat down with popular but divisive podcast host Joe Rogan for more than 2 hours to talk up Canada.
So there's a narrative in America, and the narrative is that you were about to win and your party was about to win, but then Trump came along and said he was going to turn Canada into the 51st state, and everybody went crazy. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't say they went crazy. So we're never going to be the 51st state. And I just wish he'd knock that off so that we can get back to talking about the things that we can do.
The Joe Rogan Experience is one of the most listened to podcasts globally, with an average 11 million listeners per episode. And Poilievre sought to leverage that audience while confirming he hasn't talked to U.S. President Donald Trump about the trade war.
I've said, listen, I'll leave it to the Prime Minister to do the negotiating. And I've said I'll support him any way I can. Even in my visit down here, I'm sending him text messages to tell him what's going on.
Rogan has been criticized for platforming polarizing figures and spreading misinformation. He had invited Poilievre to come on during the last election, but the conservative leader declined. Now, the party says the podcast is an ideal platform to reach more potential voters, but also speak to Americans.
And we had a great conversation. We need to harness the goodwill of the American people, and what better place to do it than on the biggest podcast in the world.
Tonight, Poilievre will further outline his vision for Canada-U.S. relations in a keynote speech at the Foreign Policy Association in New York. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Coming up, as online crimes involving minors increase, a group of RCMP investigators are expanding their Internet Child Exploitation Unit, warning predators are increasingly targeting kids through popular online platforms. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining me now for a look at the forecast. Gary, from my notes here, it appears as if the first official minute of spring is 10:46 in the morning, so we're just under 12 hours to go. What can we expect weather-wise as we look ahead to the new season?
A lot of fluctuations in temperatures. I applaud your research, young man. Well done. You are right. We are really winding it down to the hour, the minute, the second. And a lot of people are going to be happy once we say goodbye to this winter season of 2025-2026. It was nasty at times. Now we're looking ahead to an outlook, a long-range prognostication, right? A simulation of what to expect over the next 3 months. Early spring is likely cool and unsettled at times. It is generally in flux. That's the next 2 to 3 weeks at least. Periods of warm and cold are expected with rain and/or snow, and that mix of freezing rain, ice pellets, grapple. You get the idea. It'll just be a continuation. There's no hard line between seasons at all throughout the year. Expect changes in activity in terms of temperatures over short periods. April and May is likely to be a combination of wet and mild temperatures at times, but overall wetter than average, and May is the wild card. Some of the models suggesting it will be average in terms of activity and precipitation. Some of those models suggesting it could be rather volatile with a lot of thunderstorm activity and heavy rainfall. So we're still working on that, of course. 12.8 degrees, almost 13, well above seasonal. It was a cloudy day, but a mild one. The jet stream is now moving further north than it was yesterday, and that's indicative of a good southerly flow bringing milder temperatures from the south and southwest. There's snow in parts of eastern Ontario and northwestern Ontario, but we're in the, streak, if you will, of warm, buoyant air that could bring, as a cold front sweeps through tomorrow morning into the early afternoon, some light showers and maybe even a light thunderstorm as well. To the north, northwest, and then to the east, snow. That will stay to the north of us here in extreme southwestern Ontario. If you do have travel plans through the air or on the road, the GTA eastward bound or further north towards Georgian Bay, perhaps for the weekend, there's some snow country, ski country, snowmobiling country up there where they could be receiving 20+ centimeters. Hope you get to enjoy that. Lovely. Here's the rain for tomorrow and perhaps for the nighttime into early Saturday. It's not a lot, but there's some rain and isolated thunderstorms late Friday morning into early Friday afternoon could bring heavier amounts. The overnight temperature is above the freezing mark, so that's good. Partly cloudy conditions and breezy. And the breakdown for tomorrow, unsettled morning through the midday and going to a high of 16. Again, the middle of the day, we could not just see rain, but thunderstorm activity. The next 7 days, breakdown this way. Take a look at those temperatures, 15, then 11, then up to 18. That's the weekend encapsulated. Sunshine and much cooler on Monday, fair through the midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, seasonal in terms of highs and lows. And then a week from now, back into the teens. There's your flux. There's your volatility I've been harping about. And that's a look at your weather.
Warming temperatures much better for cycling, and Bike Windsor Essex is offering a Safe Spokes program this spring, equipping riders with the skills, confidence, and equipment to ride safely in the region. The program consists of 1 social evening, 2 workshops, and 5 rides throughout different municipalities in Windsor Essex. It's offered to everyone from teenagers to seniors. The first 30 riders will be provided with free CAA lights, a U-lock, and a helmet. If there's more than 30 people interested, organizers say they can still attend the rides and workshops.
A lot of what we hear in the bike shop is that people don't feel safe, or they don't know what the rules of the road are. They don't want to go out by themselves the first time riding on the road. And so what we are hoping to do in this program is to help build those skills and to go out with you and show you how we do it and how riding is in the community.
Applications will be accepted until end of day March 22nd. You can find a link to the application on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. The number of exploitative images of children continue to rise on the internet. To combat it, the RCMP in one Canadian province have strengthened their internet child exploitation team. CTV's Laura Brown explains.
It's a reminder of why they do what they do. A child held by an RCMP officer. Underneath, a warning that the room you're about to enter contains images of abuse.
The predators of today are not hiding in the park. Predators today are lurking from the comfort of their own home.
This is the New Brunswick RCMP's Internet Child Exploitation Unit, a team that's grown to become one of the largest in the country because of the rise in online child abuse. The team saw a 151% increase in files between 2019 and 2024, and between October and December of 2025, rescued 26 children. But the work takes a toll.
What makes it difficult is being exposed to it, but also I'm a father of 2 kids myself. And when I see the evil that's in the world and what people are willing to do to children, it motivates me even more.
Predators hide in plain sight on platforms like Roblox, Snapchat, and Minecraft, he says.
And then they migrate the victim to another platform where it's harder for us to monitor, and that's where the abuse is happening.
AI helps officers sift through images so they don't have to look at every single one. Public safety analyst Chris Lewis isn't surprised by the increase. His wife ran Ontario's team years ago.
It had the biggest impact on her mentally than any other job she did in 30 years in policing.
What can make a big difference when social media companies work quickly with police?
An image that was shared on a social media website, it was reported to us that afternoon, and by 2 a.m., the suspect was in custody and a child was safeguarded.
He reiterated that talking to your children about online safety is now more important than ever. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
The market's enduring another day of declines. The TSX losing 458 points in New York. The Dow falling 204. The Nasdaq dropping 62. The Canadian dollar is down 1/5 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold plunges $290 an ounce as oil gains 9 cents a barrel. Start your day with the latest local news. Sign up for our newsletter for direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. New data from Statistics Canada is outlining the impact screen time is having on kids. Researchers studied the same cohort of kids in 2019 and 2023 and found 44% followed the Canadian Pediatric Society's screen time guidelines. They are 2 hours for kids between 5 and 17 years old, 1 hour for kids between 2 and 5, and no screen time whatsoever for kids under the age of 2. Those who followed the guidelines were less likely to have anxiety, wear glasses, or have difficulty learning, remembering, and making friends. Windsor Fire and Rescue will be able to purchase new specialized fire hoses thanks to a grant from Firehouse Subs. When fighting structure fires, the hoses are subjected to intense heat, heavy abrasion, and significant operational stress as they are dragged through hazardous environments. Officials say reliability of the hoses and ongoing replacement is essential to the effectiveness of firefighting and public safety. Turning now to our weekly segment, following all the goings-on in the region, it's What's Up YQG. And as Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Kate Otterbein tell us, there are some very sweet events happening this weekend.
Sweet is exactly right, because the Maple Syrup Festival is back on Saturday and Sunday. Johnny, I hear you're a big maple syrup fan.
Huge. I am a certified sap sucker. My family has a sugar bush up north, and growing up, we would all help collecting the sap and boiling the syrup. Have you ever done that?
I actually, kind of. My boyfriend's family just started doing that this year, so we got a little bit of maple syrup. So fun.
Love it. And it's going to be fun at John R. Park Homestead. They really show you kind of how it was done, especially back in the day.
That's so exciting. So it's Tasters Weekend as well this weekend. Will there be a lot of maple syrup treats?
Yeah, just about everyone you could possibly imagine. Baked goods, maple butter, maple sugar, maple butter tart contest. They had maple cotton candy last year, maple popcorn, of course, maple syrup, just maple everything.
Oh my goodness, yum. And what about activities for the kids?
Yeah, kids and kids at heart, like me. There's activities at the sawmill. They've got blacksmithing demonstrations, crafts, games, and of course, the maple taffy. So good.
I've never had that.
Really? Okay, you're coming this weekend.
I've always wanted to try it.
Let's go.
But like, where are they getting the snow?
Maybe scraping it off the ice at the SIU or something. It's whatever they can, wherever they can find it, yeah.
Good thought, good thought. So what can music fans get up to this weekend?
Yeah, you got Led Zeppelin meets Pearl Jam at the Chrysler Theatre. So Zeppology, they're Canada's premier Led Zeppelin tribute band, and Pearl Jamming, a tribute to the 90s grunge icons. That's 8 o'clock on Saturday. You can check out tickets at chryslertheatre.com.
Rock on, brother. There's also a bit of throwback happening at the brewery here.
Yep, retro and records at Walkerville Brewery. So that's Saturday 4 to 10. You got a lot of great local vendors, and they're offering vinyl records, vintage clothes, and collectibles. Also, a DJ is going to be spinning some records, so you can listen to some tunes while you shop, snack, and have some drinks.
That's so fun. Sounds like it's going to be a blast from the past. We'll get all those links for the events on our website, and that's What's Up YQG.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Following the death of Ontario's beloved forecasting groundhog, Wyerton Willie, animal rights activists are hoping to bury the practice of using live animals for the traditional winter predictions, and they're offering up a few alternatives.
Such as 3D holographic projections, an animatronic groundhog, or any other alternative that doesn't involve taking yet another live groundhog out of their natural environment.
For more than 7 decades, Willie has emerged from his slumber with either good news or bad. Of course, multiple groundhogs played the role. PETA wants an end to what it calls the cruel tradition by transitioning to more ethical options. However, the town says Willie brings joy to the community, and they'll be looking for a new prognosticator for the years to come. Folks, you're about to witness history because for the final time in the history of winter 2026, Gary Archibald joins me with a final look at the forecast. Gary.
Thank you for that. I appreciate the introduction. I'm kind of fed up with winter, to be honest, and I love the snow. I love the cold. I love playing hockey. I love pond hockey. Grew up playing, hockey first when I was about 3-4 years old with my brother, who was much older. We flooded the rink. But this winter has been nasty. It just hasn't been pleasant. And when I wanted snow on the hills for skiing, we got really warm, it melted, and we were dealing with corn snow. So you get the idea. But I digress. Tomorrow is mild. It's a new beginning. Winter's gone, and now we're talking mid-teens, maybe even some isolated thunderstorm activity midday. A beautiful Saturday setting up will be about 5 degrees above seasonal. Sunday, Monday, we'll go from 18 down to 5. There's that fluctuation in temperatures, huge swings in a short period of time. Rainfall to sunshine, and then fair through the midweek. Temperatures up and down, and then up again a week from now, next Thursday. Near the mid-teens again. Wherever you are, take it in stride. Next 3-4 weeks are going to be all over the place weather-wise. That's not scientific, but you get the idea. Have yourselves a good night. Sanjay?
The annual World Happiness Report has been published by the University of Oxford, with Canada ranking 25th. The report highlights how life evaluations for those under 25 in Canada, the U.S., Australia, and New Zealand have dropped significantly over the past decade. Researchers point to heavy social media use as a key contributor to the decline in well-being for young people, especially for teenage girls in English-speaking countries and in Western Europe. The report also said Finland is the happiest country in the world for the 9th year in a row, with several Nordic countries following in the top 10. And finally tonight, a boost for cultural tourism in Windsor, Essex. The province is providing new funding for one of this region's top festivals. The Multicultural Council of Windsor and Essex County will receive $30,000 through the Ontario Cultural Attractions Fund to support the 2026 Carousel of the Nations Festival. The award-winning event celebrates the region's diverse communities and has been recognized as a top festival in Ontario for 3 years running. The money will help the 2026 event expand cultural programming and collaborate with the Windsor International Film Festival to showcase international arts and storytelling. Officials say the funding will attract visitors, support local businesses, and strengthen the region's cultural tourism industry. The Carousel of Nations, my favorite event of the year. And that is your news for tonight. Thank you so much, as always, for watching this edition of Windsor's News Leader. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 6 and 11.